Here I have my 2020 Honda Civic Si. Today I'm going to be giving you guys a POV drive, give you an idea of what the car feels like, what it's like to drive, if you should get a Civic Si, more importantly if you should mod your Si, and I'll be talking about a few other topics as we drive. Obviously there's going to be some commentary in this video, but I'll try not to talk too much so you guys can actually hear the car. This is going to be a warm start. Of course, starts up, no issues. Have almost 51,000 miles on the car. Turning off traction control is just so we can, drive a little more spiritedly. All right, a few things you guys are probably gonna notice right away. Unity carbon fiber steering wheel. We have a QD short throw shifter, K-tuner. Just as a quick summary, the car is full bolt-ons, full suspension, upgraded turbo. I'm not going to be going super in-depth on everything that's done to the car. I'll probably do a whole nother video on its own talking about exactly what I've done, what it was like, brief review on all of that. Terrible, these speed bumps in here. It's a beautiful fall day. It's about 60 degrees. I'm on Falcon RT 660s, which are 200 tread wear. A little cold for these tires, but we'll see. It shouldn't be too bad. Right away, I'm sure you guys are going to notice there is some plastic rattles. Full 3-inch exhaust and Hasport motor mount definitely cause a lot more vibrations, and being a Honda, there's going to be some plastic. I hope the sun glare isn't too bad for you guys. But when you're at high RPM, wide open throttle, you're really not going to notice those types of things. But I am also fortunate to live in an area that is quite remote, so we have a lot of open road to work with. I hope the turbo noises come up on camera, but pure L Cobra intake and 271 turbo inlet, RV6 turbo. You get a ton of great noises with those combined. As soon as you get in the boost, you hear the turbo start to whistle quite a bit. Alright, this is going to be a pretty nice road up here, so be able to get a pull. Again, I hope the sun glare isn't too bad. The sun starts to set pretty early on. Up to E30, 93 making about 25 on full boost, and on E85, or sorry, E30, closer to 335. I was dyno tuned by Derek Robinson. All right, turn the boost up, third gear. Redline is also at a 7K. Get a little more top end with the bigger turbo, so it's really common to raise the RPM a little bit from red line is like 64, 65. Tires are a little less grippy. They've been heat cycled pretty bad too. I ran these tires all year actually. A lot of people say 200 tread wear is way too fast. I have probably 15,000 miles on these tires. Couple track days, couple autocross events, and like they've held up great. That's so great about this car is that at the end of the day, it's a Civic. This is my daily driver. Like I said, 50,000 miles. It's a 2020 car, so I drive this year round. And when I'm just cruising on my normal commute, I get 50 miles per gallon, or sorry, not more like 40. Sorry, still 40 miles per gallon. And then when I want to have fun with it, it's a really great performance car. Now, a lot of the questions that come up are reliability. The L15 gets a lot of hate as not being the most reliable Honda engine. I believe it was Alex.Built made a video actually claiming the L15 to be the worst motor Honda ever built. A bit of a stretch. Basically what he points out is that Honda made this motor for fuel economy and to be efficient, but for big power, it's not a really good platform. And he makes some good points. The oiling system isn't great. The rods are very weak. Oil pumps can have issues. The trans are weak. Head bolts, I know this from firsthand. I blew a head gasket maybe 10,000, 15,000 miles ago. Replace that, put in the ARP head studs. That's a whole nother video on its own. But for me, a lot of people say I've just been lucky, but I drive this car. Obviously, I drive it pretty hard. I have fun with it, and I never have any issues. There's been a handful of people that have blown up their cars, and you know, I may just be an outlier. But even in the stock form, the Honda, the 10th Gen SI is a great car. You're gonna get great fuel economy. It's gonna be pretty comfortable. Oh, big bump here. It's gonna be pretty comfortable. And when you're at stock form, it's pretty reliable. Even with a stage 1 tune, I would say you're pretty safe. There's been very few serious failures with just a tune on the car. So is this a car I would recommend? Ultimately, yes. I'm sure a lot of people have heard it before that this is the ultimate daily driver, you know, best bang for your buck. A lot of other cars that compete with this, like the Veloster N, the GTI, they're all priced a little higher. What you get for the money with this car is amazing. But you have to be realistic with yourself. You're not going to achieve big power numbers with these cars. At the end of the day, 1.5 liters is just not enough. Displacement, there's no replacement for displacement, right? So to get those big power numbers, like right now at mid threes where I am, to get to 4 is a huge benchmark, because you're talking about a bigger turbo, upgraded fuel system. You're going to need a built block. You will need a built trans at that point. it gets really, really expensive. And a lot of other Honda platforms are known to be super reliable and handle that type of power, but the 1.5 is not going to get you there. But that's not necessarily a bad thing. If your goal isn't to have crazy power, you want something fun that you can daily, it's going to be pretty cheap to maintain, it's going to have good fuel economy. It's a really, really good car to choose. Doesn't sound like a ton of power, but in a small light car like this, it really pulls. You're gonna compare it to like I was saying before, this isn't platform for big power. Look at the new Mustangs, 450, 500 horsepower, Scat Pack, the SS. For a little bit more money, you're getting a way better platform that makes more power. But even so, it's still a fun car for not making a ton of power. The gearing is really short. That's actually kind of an issue I'm starting to have, is especially with 2020, they shorten the gear ratios even further, shorten the final drive. And when you're starting to make more power, the gears go so fast. But when you're shifting more, it makes you feel like you're driving faster, even when you're not. Just want to talk about cruising speed for a second. I'm going to set the cruise control here. Honda cruise control is another amazing, amazing feature I love. Not even touching anything right now, not touching the brake gas. It's not sensing the lines right now, but oh, of course. Lane keep assist doesn't work when traction control's off. Here, turn it back on. So lane keep assist is on, adaptive cruise control is on. Car basically drives itself. If you keep your hands off the wheel like this, it will tell you to put your hands back on the wheel every, maybe 30 seconds. But it's not touching the gas, brake, nothing. See, it's telling me to touch the wheel. The car basically drives itself. Another reason that it's so good for daily driving. Got plenty of storage in here. Again, just an all-around really good car. Honestly, not too much more I can say about it. In the future, I'm going to be going more in depth on what I've done with the car. I have future installs planned. I have side skirts that I haven't installed yet, but I have them. Planning a rear diffuser, a bunch of small things. Might talk about some other topics on the car, such as head gasket, just any other car events that come up. If you guys have any other recommendations for content regarding this car or the channel, let me know, and I'll look into it. Also, any other questions you have about the car, leave it in the comments and I'll be sure to answer it. Anyways, thank you for watching. See you in the next video.